This is Vicki Romaine with Cheerful Greetings, and today we're going to talk about the X. Now, I have mentioned the X a number of times, and I really haven't gone into detail as to what it's used for. It's a very useful tool. Now, before I start, I want to say that I do not gain anything by explaining it to you. In other words, I don't get any kind of commission because that's too much work for me. I don't need to worry about pushing a product. But I do want to show you the X because it is one of my favorite tools. Okay, the first one we're going to do is I want to show you that it has a cartridge, and when the cartridge is empty, you replace it with a full one, and the only thing you have to do is push it down this area and have your end come out the slot. That's all you have to do. Very, very simple. Now, the hole here is where you put your object that you're going to put some glue on. Now, it's called a 150 sticker. Xyron makes a bunch of these, different sizes and all, but the X is probably used more than any other. And you want to use it when you find it hard to glue an object. So I'm going to take these flowers. Now, I could put some glue on that. It's, fairly large enough to put some glue on it, but I just want to show you how it works. I stuck it down there, and I made sure that it's going to catch. In other words, I pushed it with my finger to get it started. And I pull it out just a little bit until it disappears from me. And then after it disappears, I can put something else in there. So I'm going to put this little flower, and we'll give it a little shove so it'll come out. And if you notice, this tape is coming out the bottom. While I'm at it, I'm going to, and the reason I'm doing this, I'm going to do 2 or 3 things. And the reason I'm not going to stop and use my 2 flowers first is because I want to save on my tape. I like to pinch pennies. I don't know if any of y'all pinch pennies. Well, I do. But anyway, I know there wasn't anything on this side of my slot, so I started the stem on the left-hand side of that slot so it would get started and go on through. And it comes on out. And then I have another flower. See, it'd be very hard to put glue on all of this. And you want the ends to stick down. So we'll get him started. Now you can see my 2 flowers that I put on there, the blue and then the polka dot one. Now here comes another one of these. And you want to make sure you don't get it too close. I didn't wait quite long enough, and I've got some of this on top of it. But I should be able to make it work. When they're on top of each other, one piece doesn't get the glue. And I'm using the word glue usually. I would call it probably tape. Now I've got those in there. And I've got one more thing I want to do. Ribbon. It's awfully hard to put glue on a small piece of ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the ribbon on the side that I want, sticking up. Now I push it in. I get it started. My ribbon didn't want to go. There we go. And I'm going to try to keep it the same side sticking out all the time. I'm going all the way down till I get to my bow. And I'm going to turn my bow this way. coming on out. Okay, we're almost there. And there's a piece on the back side. All right, we come on out till I kind of got it in there crooked. Now you come on out till you get to the end of your piece and you tear it off or cut it off or put something else in it for the next time around. If you know you're going to do a certain thing and you're going to need to use the sticker, go ahead and start it and just leave it in there. And that keeps you from wasting some of your tape. Now, let's start with the first thing. And what I'm doing now is burnishing it. I'm just kind of rubbing it in so that the tape will release the sticky part on the ribbon. Okay, next, if you look at this closely, and I don't know if you can tell or not, I'll keep moving this around so you can see. This side has just a little piece of that film or plastic sticking out on that side, just enough to get hold of it. Well, my problem, I've got hold of it, then I keep dropping it. So let me do it this way. There we go. And this is sticky too. This thing right here sticks to everything. And see, you see my flowers. Now this one kind of got turned around. So hopefully it'll work. We come on, and my stem bent a little bit. And I did it this way just so you'd see that if you put the larger end first, you have less chance of the stem bending. Now this particular one here, it's just as straight as it can be. So, you know, it just depends on how it feeds itself. And we're just going to take the rest of the tape off, just like this. There we go. And as I say, it sticks to everything. So let me get the stuff off that it's stuck to, because I want my little heart that was sitting here. Okay, so we'll put this in the trash so I don't worry about it sticking to anything. And lo and behold, it fell and stuck to my pant leg. Okay, now let's see. We have these flowers here, and I'm going to pull it off. And since they're petals and all, I try to get 2 or 3 up before I pull the whole thing, because you don't want it to rip. And there we go. See the shine? I don't know if you can see it or not, but that shine is the glue. And this is what I'm going to put it on right here. I'm going to decorate the little pocket. We'll put him on here, just like that. Didn't have to do anything, just give it a push. I can do the same thing with this one. Now, I've had some stones that would go through the X, but these particular ones here do not. They're too thick, and you don't want to break your X. So watch, if you try to do stones, make sure they're not too thick. And this one, I feel like it's kind of too far to the right. So I'm going to get it up. And there's enough stick to it that it'll stick again. And I'm going to put just a dab of glue in the middle of my flower. Maybe. There we go. And I'm going to put this stone on it if it stops sticking to it. There we go. As I said, I've got some of that tape glue on my fingers. And there we have our little flower. Okay, let's look at this. As I said, this one overlapped. I'm doing some of this so you can see some of the flaws. This doesn't matter to me because I'm going to cut the stem off anyway. But I have some cards here that I'm doing. I'm not going to do anything with regard to cinnamon or finish the card off. I'm basically just showing the X and see how fine a flower that is. We'll just put him on here just like that. Let's see, I want him to go a little more up and down. There we go. Okay, he should stick. Now, we have the red one. And the red one, I'm going to cut the stem off just a little bit anyway because I don't want it quite that long. I'll put that there. And then we have the blue one. Or purple. Now, there's only one flaw, one problem with using the X. And I'm going to show it to you in just a minute.
Starting scheduled cleaning.
Okay, and that is, first I've got to clip my flowers here. Now, if you look at the card, you will see that there's a shine between the pieces of the little flower. And that means it's going to stick to other things. So what I usually do is take a napkin or paper towel and kind of blot it a little bit. You get the real heavy, sticky part off. And then it won't stick to other things. Now, you will have to excuse the background noise. Robot vacuum cleaner that my daughter has taken over. So hopefully you can still hear me because I'm going to continue on and fight the robot. Now, besides the little flowers here, I'll have a cinnamon on here, but I'm not going to worry with that now. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with this stone. I'm trying to get my glue out now. There we go. I never thought that I would live to see a robot vacuum. Okay, the next thing I would do is put my other two stones. And we'll look at that later. Okay, my last one that I'm going to show you is this one. Now, this will go on the card, the base card, like this. But I will glue it later, and I'll tell you why. I have lost my ribbon. Oh, God. Oh, I haven't taken it off. That's why I've lost it. Again, I apologize for the noise, but hopefully you can hear me over the robot. I want this little bow and ribbon to go across this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the bow down here, like I want it. Let me get it up here. Hopefully you can see it. I've got the bow almost glued. Hold on. It's glued here. There. Now, I want to cut this little piece off here because I want it to be the tail of the bow. I'm going to use this leftover piece and bring it around my mat. Well, this is not really my mat, this is my focal point. I'm going to bring it around like this. I'm going to cut this other piece off. I'm going to cut it off here. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, take it from this side, and put it down, and I want it to look like it's wrapped around something. And so what I'm going to do is turn it and let it wrap. What I'll do now, well, I can just leave that on there. But what I'm going to do is just cut a piece of it off. And you can see, I don't have to put tape or anything. I don't have to put anything on here to hold it. And I've got my bow, and this was not one of my finest bows. In other words, I made it, so I had to kind of think if I pull this down, it really work. But anyway, and then this goes on top of this. And as I said, I'm not going to finish the card. This is basically on the X, and that goes like that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please come back and see what else I have in store for you. I hope to have some very interesting things coming up. Let's look at what we made. Okay, here we are. I'm afraid my robot vacuum is still working. Let's look at what we made. Got my little pocket there that can carry anything there. Got a little flower on it, and I can put something in it, so we'll just put that in it. I have my 3 flowers there with the stones in them. I had trouble finding a piece of paper that would go with all those 3 colors. And this was a piece I had made many, many years ago. And it just jumped out at me, so that I thought I'd use it. Here's one here. I used the ribbon here again, and it's folded underneath the main cardstock. Actually, I think it's a paper, designer paper, so it's folded under there. And this was much easier to go through because look how wide it is. And then here's the one that I was afraid it's going to be a disaster, but after playing with it a little bit, I think we got it on there. And I just wanted something a little different. I'll put a cinnamon on it somewhere. And then this is one that, if you saw my last video, this is some of the flowers I didn't use. And since they were already on the tape like this, I took them off and stuck them on the flower. Now, I thought while I was putting the cards basically together and kind of looking at them and deciding what I wanted to do, it dawned on me, another way you can use it is if you've got some washi tape that you peel off the roll and it doesn't look like it's going to stick, you can put that through the machine also. And I call it a machine, but it really isn't, and it's quieter than this vacuum that's behind me. So you can do this in the middle of the night. Of course, that vacuum is set in the middle of the night too, but it likes to chase the dog around. Anyway, this is what we have here. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please come back and see me. And I hope I told you a little bit about the X. I may pick a couple other supply or tools that I use a lot and tell you about them in a future video. So in the meantime, have a great crafting day. Please subscribe and come back and see me next time. So I hope to see you then. Bye. Okay, before I go, now we're going to look at the cards close up and see how the X was used.